I was working as a counselor at a totally separate from Jesus camp and everything. I was working as a counselor at a camp for kids whose parents, either one or both parents, were incarcerated for they're in prison for life. And so we had these kids. I had a group of kids who were 6 to 9. Me and another counselor were overseeing, like there was different counselors over different groups, and we were sleeping out in a wagon out in the woods, and um, and it was pretty rustic, man. I don't envy that life. I don't envy that at all. But anyway, so we're out there, and there's 6 of us, and we're laying in our cabins and stuff inside this covered wagon deal, and I'm about ready to go to bed. Everybody in the wagon's asleep, and I had given my flashlight to another little kid because he lost his or something and needed it to go to the bathroom or whatever. So again, everybody's asleep. I had come in late because I was in a meeting and things like that. Came in, and I'm laying down. I'm almost asleep, and I hear one of the kids. His name's Andrew, 9 years old. And I hear him just scream. I mean, at the top of his voice, he's going, "Levi, the snakes are trying to get me. They're trying to get me. They're trying to kill me. Help me, help me." I mean, he is screaming. I can't express to you the sheer terror and agony this kid was yelling. The voice and the terror. And of course, I shot out of bed and I reached for where my flashlight should have been, and it's not there. And I'm like scrambling. I'm like looking for stuff. And I finally stand up and I look around the wagon. Everyone is asleep. No one has stirred. No one made a sound, honestly. And I'm like, I'm in so much shock because that would have woken up not only our wagon, but all the wagons around us. That would have woken up the whole camp. It was so loud, so violent sounding. And I was just like in shock for a second. And the kid who yelled, he's asleep. He's asleep. So I walked over him kind of by the presence of God. I kind of tap his shoulder and he wakes up and God starts speaking to me. And I said, "Andrew, do you have bad dreams at night?" He's like, yes, I do. And he kind of had a bad attitude most of the camp, okay, up to this point. He was kind of the kid you had to work with hard on, And so I said, "Come here, Andrew, let me do something." So I took him out. I said, "Do you have Jesus in your heart?" He's like, "Yeah, I have Jesus in my heart." And I said, "Did you know that Jesus can get rid of those things for you once and for all? You never have to experience that again. Never. You have that power." And he's like, I didn't know that. I said, "Andrew, repeat after me. Dear Jesus," a simple prayer. I just had him repeat after me, telling, "Hey, darkness, you have no hold on me. Dreams, you cannot take over my dreams like that. I am the Lord's." Basically it. Like, done. Yeah. He repeated it after me. Simple. We weren't yelling. Nobody was crying. Like, it wasn't super crazy. Went back to sleep. He slept through the whole night, which was rare for him. He would wake up frequently and things like that. And the rest of the camp, he was my best kid. His attitude changed. He completely changed. He had no anger problem. He had no paying attention problem. It was just like a whole different kid.
He had an encounter with God, man.
He had an encounter. It was so simple. Yeah. We have that power through Jesus. Yeah. Light beats darkness every time. It cannot contend. Yeah. But people don't realize the power they have.
Yeah.
They don't realize that you were made as a human being to be that light bearer. You can connect to God, that presence God invited in, and man, that darkness, it has to leave. Yes. It's not even a contest. It's not even an equal battle. People like envision this equal battle between light and darkness. It ain't equal. It's not at all.
It gets deep, man. It gets deep, yeah.
And so, people are experiencing these terrible things, and it's like, man, if they only knew who they could be with Jesus.
Let me ask you this, man, because in the church realm, I've noticed in the past, and maybe it's fringe, but a lot of churches, they like talking about casting out demons. They like talking about, oh, there's a demon riding this person, or I seen a demon one time, or I had a dream about a demon, or a demon showed up, or whatever, and it's okay. But when we start talking about angels, like, okay, an angel appeared to me. I seen a being walk into my room, which was lovely, and told me to seek Jesus, or whatever the case is. Like, why does it kind of get weird when we start, like, we're okay with the demon encounters, but when it's encounters about these angelic beings approaching us too, like, we should be expecting those encounters as well, because they happen. Like, have you had any encounters like that, man?
Yeah. I think are we still connected, by the way?
Yeah, we should be. Yep.
Okay, my screen kind of changed. But anyways, I totally hear what you're saying on that. I think for me, and it's a problem of focus. They have a problem of their focus. They are not focusing on the right thing. Okay, you got this whiteboard. All right, it's a whiteboard. There's nothing on the whiteboard. I take a marker, right? Take a black marker, and I put a little dot on that whiteboard. And I tell you, what part of this whiteboard do you notice? You're going to tell me the black dot. You know?
Yeah.
What? There's a whole huge whiteboard that's white and clean, and nothing is on it. And all the focus goes shoop, right to the one blemish, to the one dark spot. And it's honestly, it's kind of natural to us to do that. We criticize our own lives. We criticize other people. We criticize, we have this drawing to what's wrong, to what's not right, to darkness, to those type of things. It's a matter of focus. And so for me, man, like, you got to focus on the light is so much bigger.
Yeah.
You had that king that Jerusalem was surrounded, and Elijah says, God, open his eyes so that he might see. And then he looks up, and there was that angel army above them, like so much, 10 times greater than the army that he could see naturally or whatever. We have this, it's a lack of focus. We always think the devil is after us. Why do you think you're so important that the devil's after you?
Yeah.
I mean, the devil can only be after one person at a time. Why is he after only you? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're so important.
Yeah.
But what I found is the devil isn't even hardly messing with Christians, because most of them are messing up their own lives.
Yeah.
They're messing up their own lives with their own decisions, and that's a whole nother topic. But what I'm saying is, it's a lack of focus. They're focused on the wrong thing, and they got to turn their eyes towards that light, towards what God is doing. I think partly it has been a mistake with the church and Christianity that God's not necessarily doing that much. You know, that God's not doing a whole lot, or that's what their thinking is. But me and you, Derek, I mean, I think we know God is up to a lot. He's doing some amazing things in people's lives and around the world, in my own life. And we've got to put our focus and attention on that.